Late-night talk show hosts Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel have found themselves at the center of a heated political controversy after Kimmel was indefinitely suspended from ABC. The network's decision came after Kimmel made comments about the fatal shooting of conservative commentator Charlie Kirk, prompting an outcry from both political circles and entertainment figures alike. Colbert, a close friend and colleague of Kimmel, has publicly spoken out in defense of Kimmel, criticizing the suspension as an attack on free speech. The incident began on September 15th, when Kimmel addressed the arrest of Tyler Robinson, a 22-year-old charged with the murder of Kirk. During his opening monologue on Jimmy Kimmel Live, the comedian took aim at what he referred to as the MAGA gang for trying to distance Robinson from the conservative movement. According to Kimmel, they were desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them, even though court documents revealed that Robinson's mother had told police that her son had begun leaning more to the left in the past year. Kimmel's remarks quickly sparked backlash, particularly from conservative groups. Brendan Carr, the chairman of the Federal Communications Commission, FCC, condemned the comments as politically charged and warned that ABC, the network owned by Disney, should take action. On September 17th, Carr took to social media to criticize Kimmel, stating, "While this may be an unprecedented decision, it is important for broadcasters to push back on Disney programming that they determine falls short of community values." Following these comments, Nexstar Media Group, which owns a significant number of ABC affiliates, announced it would stop airing Jimmy Kimmel Live on its stations. This put additional pressure on ABC to act. The network responded by suspending Kimmel's show indefinitely, citing the controversy surrounding his remarks about Robinson and the murder. The suspension of Kimmel's show quickly became a topic of debate, with many in the entertainment industry, as well as political figures, expressing concern that the move represented an infringement on free speech. Stephen Colbert, who has long been a vocal critic of former President Donald Trump, was among the first to publicly defend Kimmel. On the September 18th episode of The Late Show, Colbert addressed the suspension and criticized the broader implications for free speech in America. "You know what my community values are, Buster? Freedom of speech," Colbert said, addressing comments made by Carr. He expressed disbelief at the suspension, stating, "People across the country are shocked by this blatant assault on the freedom of speech." Colbert went on to clarify that he stood in solidarity with Kimmel, saying, "The Late Show stands with Jimmy Kimmel and his staff." Colbert's monologue was filled with humor, but it was clear that he was taking the matter seriously. In a playful response to a video in which Senator Chris Murphy, Democrat Connecticut, warned that the White House was systematically eroding free speech, Colbert appeared briefly absent from the stage before reappearing with an orange cocktail, quipping, "He told me he was gone. I thought I could go." The suspension of Jimmy Kimmel Live has ignited a firestorm of reactions from both the political and entertainment spheres. Democrats, in particular, have been vocal in their condemnation of the decision. California Governor Gavin Newsom took to X, formerly Twitter, to express his dismay, writing, "There is no such thing as free speech under Donald Trump's reign." Many others have suggested that the suspension could be seen as a form of political censorship, arguing that Kimmel's comments were protected by the First Amendment, despite their controversial nature. The suspension also comes at a time when tensions are high between late-night hosts and conservative media. Kimmel, Colbert, and other late-night figures have been outspoken critics of the Trump administration, and some critics have suggested that the suspension may be an attempt to appease conservative interests. Colbert, for example, has faced similar accusations in the past, particularly when CBS announced that it would cancel The Late Show in 2023. That decision, the network claimed, was based on financial concerns, but many believed it was linked to pressure from conservative circles due to Colbert's sharp political satire. In an ironic twist, Colbert himself had faced his own set of challenges earlier this year, when CBS announced it would cancel The Late Show for what it called financial reasons. Many speculated that the real motivation behind the cancellation was the need to placate conservative media, especially as CBS was undergoing a merger with Skydance Media. Colbert, however, rejected these claims, saying, "I just want to say that the idea that The Late Show was losing $40 million a year is beyond nonsensical." Kimmel, first part, had previously defended Colbert when rumors about The Late Show's financial struggles were making the rounds. In an interview with Variety in August, Kimmel dismissed the reports as baseless, stating, "I don't know who these so-called insiders are, but I do know they don't know what they're talking about." As of now, ABC has not given a timeline for Kimmel's return to the airwaves. The indefinite suspension has raised questions about the future of late-night television and whether Kimmel will be allowed to resume hosting his show. The situation remains fluid, and the entertainment world is watching closely to see how it will unfold. Many are eager to hear Kimmel's side of the story, but he has not made any public comments since the suspension. Meanwhile, Colbert's vocal support of his friend has sparked discussions about the state of free speech in America, particularly in the realm of entertainment. His comments echo a broader sentiment in the entertainment industry, where many feel that the suspension is part of a larger trend of stifling political speech in the public sphere. This controversy is part of a wider cultural debate over the role of comedians and entertainers in political discourse. Late-night hosts like Kimmel and Colbert have long used their platforms to criticize politicians and political movements, but the line between comedy and political commentary is increasingly blurred. As the nation becomes more polarized, the pressure on entertainers to toe the line between humor and political correctness grows ever more intense. In the end, the suspension of Jimmy Kimmel Live may be more than just a dispute over one comedian's remarks. It's a reflection of the changing dynamics in American politics, where free speech is increasingly being scrutinized, even in the entertainment industry. The outcome of this controversy could have lasting consequences for how comedians, late-night hosts, and other public figures engage with politics in the future.